William H. Bonney. He killed 21 men.
I don't want to kill you, Bill.
No, I sure hope you don't, Billy.
And he was just a kid. Billy the Kid.
You take this. My luck's running good.
Patrick F. Garrett. He was the most dangerous outlaw in the territory. So they made him sheriff.
It's pretty fair shooting for an old married man. Just lucky, I guess.
Pat Garrett had just one friend.
Hey, Billy.
Billy the Kid. And just one job. Kill him. Now Sam Peckinpah, the director who unleashed the Wild Bunch, takes a hard new look at two old friends, Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid. They were legends in their own time.
Times have changed. Times, maybe. Not me. Get to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I hope he gets away.
Well, he won't.
It's going to be a loose rope and a long drop.
Well, I aim to bring the kid in.
And I'm aiming to please him.
He'll track you down, Billy, and get you.
You know, this ain't no time of year to go looking for somebody.
I don't know where he went.
Gotta do better than that, Ruthie.
I got to the point where I don't do nothing for nobody unless there's a piece of gold attached to it.
Where is he?
Fort Sumner! Fort Sumner.
Where are we going, anyway?
Fort Sumner.
Ah, I know where the kid's at. I'll tell you where he's at.
Old Pat ain't gonna like this.
James Coburn.
Bill!
Chris Kristofferson.
Come on in, Pat.
Jason Robards. Slim Pickens. Catty Gerardo. Jack Elam.
That'd be me, Sheriff.
Rita Coolidge. Chill Wills.
Yeah.
And introducing in his first dramatic motion picture performance,
Plums.
recording star Bob Dylan.
They say that Pat Garrett's got your number. Your sleep with one eye open when you wonder if every little sound just might be thunder. Thunder from the barrel of his gun.
Bonnie's killed Bill. Bonnie's killed Bill.
Yeah, he's killed me, too. Sheriff Pat Garrett. Adios.
Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, legends in their own time. But time was running out.
So not too long ago, I was backstage with Chris Kristofferson, and we actually had a few laughs over Peckinpah because I mentioned Peckinpah and he just chuckled and you could see the machinery working. He goes, Sam, let me tell you about. So the thing about Kristofferson, though, is he struck me as probably one of the classiest human beings I've ever met. Yeah. So I knew, and I gauged that he actually really liked Peckinpah, but I also gauged that Kristofferson's not going to get into the muck about much. He's got his point of view and he's going to, but you know, we talked about Convoy and I mentioned Convoy and Kristofferson's response is, why don't talk about? But you know what he said that was interesting, and this is actually in an unrelated interview, was that he and his piano player Bobby Fritz went down to visit Peckinpah on the set of Alfredo Garcia, and Peckinpah, just being a friend, says, well, let me create a scene for you. And they do that scene that Kristofferson has said has embarrassed him his whole life. And what it was his friend Peckinpah making a big scene for his friend that he said, Kristofferson said, damaged the movie. And it does. And it shifted Warren Oates' approach to how they shot the rest of the film after having seen that scene in dailies. But it was interesting to hear Kristofferson say that, because usually, you know, actors are like, more me. And you can appreciate what a director is doing for you. But he said that scene has just been a complete embarrassment. And he regretted seemed to regret. He didn't come out and say he regretted it, but he seemed to regret having done that scene.
Right. Yeah, and it does seem odd that scene. It comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, it does.
Doesn't really lead anywhere, and yeah.
And it doesn't do Peckinpah's rep any favors either.
Yeah, it's just so sad talking about Peckinpah, somebody with that kind of talent that squandered it. I mean, just totally squandered it. So
let's talk Pat Garrett, Billy the Kid, an underappreciated Western, I think, personally.
Yeah, I mean, there are elements in that are, well, finally they restored it, because when it first came out, I actually did a review of it and said, it's just a piece of junk. And I didn't know the background story of how it was recut and decimated. And that's one that the studio and the producers really destroyed, because they had, as it turns out, a really great film. When they finally restored it to Peckinpah's cut, which isn't really Peckinpah's cut, but at least it now makes sense. And I think it's got some just superb stuff in that film.
Coburn loves the fact that they've got on film the one moment where Peckinpah, as a coffin maker, refuses a drink. The one moment in probably the man's entire history. Pat Garrett, aka Coburn, offers him a flask, and the coffin maker.
Oh, Will.
Oh, Sheriff. We finally figured it out, huh? Come on, get it over with.
Don Siegel hired Peckinpah too and put him in Invasion of the Body Snatchers as an actor.
Yes, I know that. I remember seeing that, and I had to stop it and rerun. I said, I think that's Sam Peckinpah.
Yeah, so occasionally Peckinpah does pop in as an actor, but in Pat Garrett, of course, he's the coffin maker, refuses a drink. And I have to say, I really do think Kristofferson played the role better than people gave him credit for at the time.
When I first saw it, I thought, that's odd casting. He's got musicians in there, and Bob Dylan, who, he sort of gets by. But Kristofferson was very, very good in that. And and I remember I was through Lincoln, New Mexico, and the jail that Billy the Kid was escaped from is still there. And it's identical to the one in the movie. It's amazing. You go in, the stairways and the second floor. And I thought, well, they really did a hell of a job, that Pat Garrett and the Billy the Kid, to build an exact replica of what the real one was like.
Your road to redemption is paved with tombstones. No quarter, kill all masters. Go to noquarterkillallmasters.com. Rated R.